Well, howdy there, diecast people, and welcome to the inaugural episode of Diecast Restoration, which is a bit of a lie because I don't think this channel is going to be just about restorations. I think it will probably be some restorations and some customs and some who knows what. So anyway, welcome, and today I've got to make a decision about what we're going to do. So I have two bags of cars. In this one, I have 4 identical cars. In this one, I have 5 identical vehicles. So which one should we do? Well, there are advantages and disadvantages to both. So in this bag, I can pull together the parts to do a quick restoration, which might be nice because I had attempted to make a different video. What do we have here? We have a Vauxhall. I had attempted to make a different video. Things just kept going wrong, so I just changed my mind and decided I would go for something a little bit smoother to make the first video a little bit easier to do. So we have a Vauxhall, and we have, what do we have here? We have a Baja Buggy. And so the deal with these two bags is there are enough parts to make one good vehicle. Pretty sad statement. To make one good vehicle. Now, doing the Vauxhall, kind of easy. Straight paint job. Not too difficult. Doing this, there are a lot more details that I could get focused on if I wanted to. But you know what? I don't think anything is particularly unmanageable, and I have one good engine. This is the one good engine that I have. It has all the exhaust pipes. So, you know what? Let's go for this one. The big upside to having chosen this one is that there's no windows. So I don't have to worry about doing any window repair, which is kind of nice. But you can see 2 of them have no engines at all. This one is missing half the pipes. This one appears to be fully intact, the motor, so that's a good thing. We'll have that. And this one has all the pieces, but I will have to crazy glue that last pipe back in place because it's falling off. So we can use this one for the engine. And then we want to see who we want to use for axles. I mean, I could straighten the axles, but there's kind of no point when there's going to be some really good ones here. So I would say these are the 2 best. And neither of them have an engine at all. So we'll take that. So we'll go with this engine. We'll go with, let's say, these wheels look just a little bit nicer than the other ones. So we'll go with that one for the axles and wheels. And yeah, as for body, they're pretty much all similar. Like, none of them seem to have, well, this one's got a lot more corrosion on the base. So it doesn't even look like it's on the body. So maybe we can get away with just using these 2 to come up with one complete one. So now I got to get to drilling them apart. Get a little screwdriver to pull it apart. There we go. Well, that's a first, something I haven't seen before. So the suspension is actually tied to the interior in this one. But the interior looks in good shape on this. So I got the interior off of the chassis and everything went well. But when I looked under here, I see there's lots of little cootie bugs going on. So that's going to need a cleaning up. Last but not least in the teardown, got to get that engine off of there. Gonna have to drill that out. Well, that was difficult. And there we have pipes. Don't know what I'm going to do with those. I might paint them chrome, or I might leave them black, but I haven't decided yet. So I know some people really like it when the paint stripper is brushed on and you get to watch it all bubbly and sizzly, but I don't have that kind of paint stripper, so I dunk mine straight in the jar and just get to reuse it. So we'll put that in there for 5 or 10 minutes and see what happens. And maybe I'll sort of do some cleaning up in the meantime. So that paint was on there a little bit better than I thought it would be. It took a lot of scrubbing to get as much as I did off, but there's still a little, you can see there's still bits of paint kind of clinging on for dear life. So I'll see if I can get that off with a little bit of steel wool. I don't like using steel on these models because it tends to scratch them quite a bit. I try to use brass for as much as I can, but this is going to be a painted model, so really it doesn't matter that much. I could use whatever, and the primer will fill up most of any gouges that there might be. I'll obviously do a bit of a finer sanding if I leave scratches, but yeah, so this is coming along. I got this apart. We've got a good engine. We got good pipes. The interior didn't clean up quite as nice as I would have liked. That's kind of really caked in there. I don't know if it's a sort of chemical residue or something, but I think I'm going to paint the interior as well because I just don't like this color, and I don't think I'm going to go with the sort of green that was on here. So yeah, I'm going to change that up a little bit. But in the meantime, I'm going to give this a bit of a sanding and get it a little bit cleaner before I go to priming. So off I go to that. Hopefully as the channel progresses a little bit more, I'll be able to show you some painting and stuff. Right now I'm just transitioning into working in this space. And so everything's a little bit chaotic, and I'm not really set up for video recording. I wasn't to begin with, and now I'm definitely not set up in my spray booth. So I'm just doing the painting off camera. But I will tell you, so I got this apart and cleaned up, and I've got the primer on it, and but I thought I would tell you, because one of the reasons that a lot of people watch these kind of videos is so they can learn along the way. For both primer and my clear coat, I use out of the can, but the key is that I use automotive primer and automotive clear coat, because I just find that they work a lot better. I don't know if the paint is thinner or like the molecules are smaller or somehow. So yeah, I use automotive primer in a spray bomb just to do the priming of the vehicles, and it works perfectly fine. So you don't have to go out and buy some really expensive model specific primer for that. And even for the clear coat, you know, it says it's good for all sorts of things, but ultimately it's a automotive product. So I got it from the automotive store anyway. So yeah, you don't have to get special stuff. When it does come to the painting though, then I do use my airbrush, and we'll get into that in another episode. I won't show it this time, but yeah, I use my airbrush for that. So Okay, so I've got my first coat of paint on, and that's the black. And you can see the details are coming out pretty darn nice on this thing. But now I'm going to lay on a little metallic gold. And we'll see what happens, how that looks after that. So I laid a little bit of gold flake on here. I'm going to put a candy coat on top of it. I don't know how that's going to turn out because I can't say that I honestly know what I'm doing when it comes to candy painting. But I'm going to give it a shot, so we'll see. Okay, so we've got our gold on there and our green. And yeah, I think it's coming up. I'm going to paint the roof rack here black, so I wasn't really too concerned about it. I'm just going to tape it off and paint it. But yeah, I think once I get a clear coat on here, that's going to just punch and shine, and it's going to be a cool little beach buggy. I'm going to assume that whatever that is, a transfer case or differential, I don't know what it is. But anyway, I'm going to assume that it's something that should be chrome. So I'm going to chrome it. I'd love to do it. My other chrome pen died, and it was a 1mm one, which was great because I could put it into really tight spots. This one's a 2mm. It's far too big to be trying to get into tight places. So I have to do it by hand. Yeah, definitely don't know what it is, but looks better in chrome, so chrome it is. Okay, so we got brake lights, and we got some kind of chrome something. I think I was originally thinking about doing some sort of restoration, but it's turned into a custom, so I was going through my box of things to tear apart, and I came across this truck with these wheels on it. And I'm thinking that I'm going to steal them from this to put on the dune buggy. Let me know what you think. So one of the things about doing these kind of restorations and customs and stuff is that it's important to know when to quit while you're ahead. This is something that I regularly fail at. So I want to put a little chrome on the mirrors here and a little black on the gas tank caps. So let's hope that works out okay. Otherwise, I'm pretty much done. I still have to tear this apart. I did prime the interior, but I primed it gray, and since there's going to be the gray wheels, I kind of thought, maybe I'll just leave it like that. So I'll see how that works out. I hope that's the case, because I don't really want to get into detailing the interior, but it could happen. Who knows? We'll find out in a few seconds. That's one. And that's two. That worked. Okay, so one last thing before I do the big reveal and before we go. First off, I want to say that I made it all the way through this video, my first video, and I'm still not sponsored by Createx. I have no idea how I got this far in my career, and Createx isn't sponsoring me yet. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that. The other thing is that I'm going to do the reveal, and when this video gets 500 comments on it, I will use one of those random generator things that picks a comment, and I will give this away. So leave a comment. It doesn't even have to be nice. It can be a mean comment. You can tell me what a crappy job it is and you don't want it. I don't know. Figure it out for yourself. Anyway, here's the great reveal. Anyway, I just wanted to take a quick moment to say thank you all for watching the first video, and I'm glad you joined me on this. I hope you enjoyed it, learned something, saw something you'd like to try. Yeah, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next episode.